you guys, how's it going? So I wanted to create a video that kind of showed the behind the scenes about what goes into making a YouTube video, at least how I do my videos. This was a type of video that I was really looking for before I started my YouTube channel because I really didn't know what went into the video making process. So this video is going to talk about the lighting, the sound, the editing, the equipment I use, the cameras I use. This video will not be very helpful if you are a professional videographer. I am an amateur YouTuber myself, so this will be very helpful if you're thinking about starting a channel, if you have a small channel, or if you're just curious about what goes into the videos that I make. And if you're new here, my name is Heaven. Yes, that's my birth name. I'm an accountant, CPA, so I have a lot of accounting content on my channel. That's kind of where I started through the whole CPA exam journey. But I have several cooking videos. My geocache videos are my highest viewed videos still to this day. And I upload several vlogs a month, so if you like vloggers, then welcome. Hit that subscribe button. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that it helps, but it may be a hot mess express because I have filmed this behind the scenes video over the duration of 5 weeks, so I don't know how it's gonna look at the end, but I hope you guys enjoy it. So before I film any sit down videos that require some planning, I do outline my videos in a notebook. This is a very cheesy, tacky notebook that I used as a prop several videos ago, so just ignore it. I'm still using it. Usually I will outline in a bullet point style, but this particular video, I wrote like full sentences for whatever reason. Apparently I was in the mood for that. But I usually outline a good week before I plan on filming. That way, if any ideas pop in my head throughout the following week, any new inspiration, any new quotes or jokes, new research that I find, I'm not just throwing together a video last minute. I really want to make sure it's well planned out anytime that I'm actually sitting down to do a video. Now, vlogging is my favorite style video, and that doesn't require as much preparation on the vocal front since I just carry around a camera and show you guys what I'm doing. But these sit down videos are very planned. If you stuck around for a while, you know I film most of my sit down videos at my desk downstairs. But this particular video that I'm following on this behind the scenes, I actually waited too long in the day, and since my apartment is west facing, the sun comes into my apartment as the day progresses. And if I wait too long and the sun crosses on into my apartment, it comes through the blinds, I get stripes on my face, there's shadows, the lighting is off. It does not look good, it does not look professional. So usually I try to film in the morning, and the winter is even harder because of where the sun's located. That's just a personal struggle in my own apartment. The lighting is very important. It's something you don't really notice when you're filming. If you're filming on a cloudy day and the clouds are getting in front of the sun, your camera is going to probably adjust to the lighting, but that means that every clip is going to be slightly different. None of them are going to be consistent. And when you're throwing clips in like out of order, depending on the topics you're talking about, the lighting is going to be all over the place. So really, honestly, you have a better chance of keeping consistent lighting if you film during a rainy day, as long as like there's not thunder or lightning that's going to distract anybody. You're better off just buying one of those studio lights and just filming in like a pitch black room where you can actually control the lighting. However, I have not invested in that for my channel. I just use Mother Nature. She gives us what we need. Sound is also a very important thing when you're filming, depending on where you live. For instance, if you live in a city, you've got car horns. If someone's mowing their lawn, you most likely will not notice those sounds if you live there, and they just become second nature to you every day. Be aware of your phone's notifications. I have my phone on Do Not Disturb right now as I'm filming. And a common joke throughout all of my YouTube videos is my thermostat. My air conditioner in this apartment is so freaking loud, but I'm very blessed and thankful that it works because it is literally 101 degrees outside right now. But I have to turn off my thermostat to film. So literally I had it on 68 and it's already at 71, and I've only been filming for 11 minutes. Just be aware of the sounds that you're around. Your viewers are definitely going to notice them more than you're going to notice them. So just try to be extra cautious of the sounds around you. I'm cracking up at how many extra clips I need to throw in here. I meant to mention, if you have a camera that has an external microphone, then that is super beneficial. However, this Canon G7X Mark II has excellent sound. It does not have an external mic, so you can't buy a separate one and add on like a lot of studio filmers do. But note that that is an option on most cameras, so you can just have an external mic. As for setting up your set of filming, that is obviously preference of whatever you want to do. Be aware of distracting colors, distracting signs or words in your background. Also be aware of patterns behind you. If you have an autofocus camera, it's going to probably focus on that pattern, thinking it's more intricate than your own face. Try to keep things simple in your background. I'm literally on my staircase today with nothing, so it looks like I just moved in. For this specific video that I'm showing you guys behind the scenes on, it was a struggle on getting a set setup. I kind of liked it on the editing front. It turned out better than I thought it was going to, but I've never filmed upstairs before. And I only had a few limited things I could put in the background, but it ended up working fine. Besides the fact that my vent is showing in the entire video, but
what do you guys think?
Another important thing that you probably don't think about before you film is to drink a lot of water right before you start talking. I'm talking like an entire 16-ounce water bottle. Chug it right before you film. Your saliva builds up and you're not going to notice it at all when you're filming, but before every sentence you'll have this sound and you're not going to hear it, but when you're editing you're going to hear it and your viewers are going to hear it, and it is so annoying. Edit that crap out. Or you can just save yourself some time, drink a lot of water. It reduces the saliva in your mouth. That is a very small tidbit from my 3 years on YouTube experience that I have learned to just chug water before filming. Another thing is, depending on the camera that you're filming with, whether it be a point and shoot or a DSLR, if it's manual focus, then obviously make sure it's focused on you. But if it's autofocus like my camera, a lot of times my focus will just dance off over here and start focusing on something else, and I'm not going to notice it. I film an entire clip and I don't notice it until I'm editing it. I've gotten in the habit of now, anytime I film anything, I hurry up and watch it really quick while I'm dressed up and in my filming set, in case there is like a really long clip that was out of focus. But if you have a vlogging camera, the screen flips up, like right now I'm looking at myself in the screen. That is super helpful, except for you don't want to look at the screen while you're talking to the camera. So you're looking at the lens, but the camera screen's up there to help you to make sure you're in the shot, that you're in focus. So like I'll glance up between clips, but I try not to ever look up at the screen because that can be distracting. You guys are like, is she looking at me? Is she looking at my forehead? Is she looking at me? Is she looking at my forehead? So then when you're ready to film, you just go ahead and film. You wish for the best of luck. And let me tell you, at least for me, there are a lot of days that go really well with filming, that all my thoughts are in line. I make really good points. Things just roll off my tongue. And then there are days when I cannot get 2 words out. I'm literally so tongue-tied. My brain isn't lining up and it's a struggle. So I do recommend, unless you're in a time crunch or you have deadlines for some reason for your videos, to just take a break, maybe come back a different day. Don't rush it. You really want quality videos to help build your channel. So I want to share a little bit about the different equipment that I used in my video, starting with my camera. I have a vlogging camera. It is the Canon G7X Mark II. The Mark III is out now, but the Mark II is absolutely phenomenal. I love this camera so much. It is my precious baby. I have no complaints about it whatsoever. I did do an unboxing video / review video. I will link it in the cards, but I just did a lot of research on kind of like a good budget-friendly vlogging camera, and this was like the most highly rated vlogging camera, and I highly recommend it. So yes, wonderful camera. Also, if you're wondering what this fuzzy thing is on the top of my camera, that is over top of the microphone. I basically made like a cheap handmade dead cat to mute out wind noise because it is very noticeable when I vlog and also climbing mountains and, you know, doing fun stuff. So very helpful. I showed how I made it on the unboxing camera video, so check it out. I do not use any DSLRs for filming. A lot of YouTubers will have a separate DSLR when they do sit down videos because it's really nice how the aperture is a lot more distant when you buy these expensive lenses, and you can blur out your background. The sound is greater quality, but it just doesn't really make sense for me in my really small channel to have a big expensive camera. So I really love my point and shoot. It does the job perfectly well and I highly recommend it. For editing my videos, I did recently upgrade to the MacBook. I've been a Windows user my entire life, but about 3 months ago I finally got the MacBook, and oh my gosh, I have never loved a material item so much in my life. This thing is truly tremendous. And not only that, but because I am an Apple user with my phone, anytime I take any photos, images, screenshots, video recordings, anything on my phone, I can just airdrop it to my computer and I don't have to connect any cables. I don't have to email it to myself. So it's super helpful. Also, I will link this giraffe case in the description box. I get a lot of questions about it. It is super cute. I love this thing. Little personal preferences. I don't know how people edit without a mouse. I did buy a really cheap USB-C mouse off Amazon and it wasn't really compatible with the MacBook, so I went ahead and got the Apple Magic Mouse 2. Yes, it looks like a spaceship. No, there's no scroll bar. It is super genius. It literally knows where your finger is to scroll. It is completely Bluetooth, so you don't have to have a little USB port. And no, this is not an ad, nor do I support buying a $90 mouse, but I did it and I love it, and I kind of hate myself because I love it. As for my tripod, I do have a really nice one right now. I used to film with a piece of junk tripod, but my parents got me this one. I think it goes up to 5 feet. It is great quality. It's from the brand Manfrotto. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but I really like this tripod. I'll link it down below. And I also have have my vlogging stick from the same brand as my tripod. I've had this vlogging stick since I started my YouTube channel, so it's been with me for a while. I do really like it. I think it was $40 at Best Buy. It's not a cheap little guy, but it is really nice because you can just stand it anywhere. So it acts as a little tiny tripod, and you can also bend this around really quick as you're vlogging. So highly recommend. I'll link it below. I do use Adobe Premiere Pro for editing my videos. I used to use Windows Movie Maker, which was free. I used that for the first year, but I was always trying to do really creative edits and it didn't let me do it. Plus, I don't even think Windows Movie Maker is a thing anymore. So I needed to upgrade to an actual legit software. And I will say, if you're looking for an editing software, Adobe Premiere is amazing, but it is extremely complex. It is very, very confusing. I've been using it for over a year now and I still don't really know everything that it does. I still don't understand the different edits. I have to watch a YouTube tutorial before I try any new edits. It is very annoying, but it is a very solid editing software. It is up there with Final Cut Pro. And recently I've really invested in my thumbnails, so I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I do now make my thumbnails using 2 different apps, one being Canva. It is not free. I think it's $10 a month, 10 or 15. Absolutely love that app. It's wonderful for thumbnails. It doesn't do everything, but for $10, $15 a month, it does a good job. This gives you a really quick glance of Canva and the different things you're able to do with Canva. It's a really nice thumbnail editor. Highly recommend. I also use the app Sketchbook. This allows you to import any photo or a collection of photos and just draw on them. If you want to handwrite some titles, you want to draw little stars or hearts. I also use it to darken the background, to put words on it that are clearly read. So yeah, I use a mixture between Canva and Sketchbook. Sketchbook is free. Canva is about $10, $15 a month. I'm not really sure. And I do exclusively edit on my iPad. I literally sound like an Apple advertisement. Love the iPad. I got the cheapest one because I don't need any storage. This thing was, I think, $300 brand new. But yeah, I think it only has like 8 gigs of storage or 16 or something like that. But I literally only use it for my thumbnails and reading ebooks. Not that you guys asked. So I forgot to mention the stylus I use when I do my thumbnails. This is not an Apple pencil, therefore I cannot use this pen end because y'all know Apple only uses Apple. So I have to use the back end of this friction to draw. One of these days I will buy the Apple pencil. I just can't get myself to do it yet. So I got this little guy for like $10 on Amazon. I'll link it below. Memory cards may be something you don't even know to ask or you didn't really think about, but they're important when you're filming. So yeah, I just have this cute little case that one of them came with when I bought one. I keep it in the back of my little camera holder. My camera slides in here perfectly with the vlogging stick. It is great. I saw another YouTuber do this. That's where I got the idea. And in this front pocket, I just keep all my spare batteries. I have 4 batteries total. A couple items I forgot to mention. Yes, I'm watching The Office. I probably need to turn that off. That looks really unprofessional. One being my external hard drive. I got this at Best Buy when I started my YouTube channel. This is the old school kind. I don't recommend. You can't move it very much. It has an actual movable disc in here. It is one of the cheaper ones. That's why I got it before I knew for sure I was gonna stick with YouTube. But yeah, it's a terabyte. It has every single one of my YouTube videos on it, as well as every single photo I've ever taken. So it's almost full. It's 80% full right now, but it's a good starter hard drive. That way you don't have anything on your computer slowing it down, dragging it down. My entire life is on this hard drive. But I am gonna upgrade to a nice one here soon. And if you're wondering what this little adapter is, this is a USB, but since my MacBook is only USB-C, I have little USB-C adapters that just plug in right there. And this is my card reader. It has several USB ports, also an SD card and a mini SD, and I think that's an HDMI. But yeah, I just use this so my MacBook can read my memory cards. I will have all of these linked down below. Hopefully this video was helpful for you guys. It was probably all over the place. I apologize for that. I do get questions all the time about specific details that go into making a video, as well as the equipment that I use. Comment below if you have any specific questions. You can also email me at heavensaudventure@gmail.com in case you don't want your comment to be out there in the public. But yeah, you guys, that's it. Hopefully it was helpful. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.